Hello all. Ever wondered what a £150 pair of pads looks like? And ever wondered how that compares to a £50 pair? Today, let's find out. Here we go. 1 and 1. So we've got the Gun & More and we have the New Balance. And one's 150 and one is £50. Now you can see straight from the start which way around they are. Or at least we hope you can, team. We hope you can. So first up, let's have a little lift up. Neil, shall I go? I'll have a little go first on the old £100, 150, sorry. Let's come on round and we'll start around the exciting area, which is the bit that's going to protect me. Okay, so first of all, you've got a very extreme impact protection system here. Now by extreme, there is like a little cup behind there, like a fiberglass cup that's going all the way around. I'm going to try and show you on camera. It's got a bit of Velcro in there as well. Okay, that is absolutely rock solid, and there's huge amounts of cushioning in that. At the top, you've got a top hat. Again, we didn't have those all those years ago, you know. They came in crikey, in the 90s sometime, I think. Okay, so as we go down, so you see a thinner strap at the top, you see an inch or in the calf strap, you see a good bit in the ankle strap down the bottom. Just as another little aside, you've got extra cushioning, because of course if we bat in the nets in the summer, wearing our shorts, we get a bit of a rub. Well, you don't with these ones. Okay, so that's a nice additional touch. Again, I'm going to say we've got extra foam and protection at the back, and plus you've got your foam at the front. You've got a different texture here in the middle. Hopefully I'm not getting in the way too much. And again, we already talked about our ankle strap. Goes all the way down the bottom. You've got a really good high level finish at the bottom. This is one of those areas of the pad where you put it on top of your shoe and that you are going to rub it when you run between the wickets. So it's a bit more of a hard wearing material. Again, we've got our softer, more comfortable bit at the bottom. Okay, so let's go around the front. One thing I haven't mentioned here is this one is a right-handed pair of pads, so we've got a wing down the side here with extra protection that goes around the outside of the calf, a little bit to just above the knee, maybe the hamstring area there. Okay, so you've got a lot of extra protection here in that, so it's like a plastizote or a fiberzote type padding there. You've got canes at the front of this particular variety, and again, all very strong. Canes have been in batting pads for years and years and years. So it's a very traditional style, very traditional sort of look to it. Again, you've got canes up here, very strong, lots of protection. You've just got so much protection in there for a ball that is going to be bowled in around about 100 miles an hour, maybe sort of 90 to 100. You're looking at, you'd be protected with that set of pads at 150 quid. So. Enough from me. Let's find out now, what have you got over there?
Well, just feeling this pad and comparing it to there, you can also feel that the fabrics that this is made of is a bit more leather involved there. It's going to last a lot longer. The buckles on the side here and a bit more leather even in the tab, so you can just see the level of quality really stands out, which you would expect it to in a top-end pair of pads. Yeah. So I'm going to compare it to. I've got a pair of pads here that will probably be about £50, so £100 cheaper. And I've got to work out really, do I spend an extra £100 of my hard-earned money on the top-end pads, or am I happy with this level here? So as you did, Rich, you started on the back. I can see, and we'll put it next to them as we do this so you can really see the comparison. The top hat is really made of fabric material rather than a leather material. So probably not going to last quite as long. The knee protection is really, there isn't anything in behind that piece of fabric there, so that's really a bit of fabric wrapped around the foam, and a foam knee insert there. It hasn't got the extra protection of the cup that you were talking about in the Gun & More top end pad, but it's still got a reasonable amount of protection. And then as I come down the pad, you'll see that, again, we've got similar panels of padding. It hasn't got the breathability maybe as as the Gunner Moore pair in the side wings, and it certainly hasn't got the nice leather panel in the middle. This is really just a fabric panel, but that's probably why there's a big difference in cost.
Yeah.
Looking at the buckles, similar buckles on all three, although we don't have the luxurious.
Oh, I did wonder about that.
Yeah, we haven't got that on this. We've got just our standard.
Yeah. Sort of canvas. Isn't
standard canvas, really. Standard bit of Velcro. No nice tab on the end. Just pure canvas, really. So no pullers or anything like that to get hold of. Again, down in the base of the pad, similar construction and similar materials.
Yeah.
It's got an extra. You can see the extra cane in the pads compared to this one here, but it's still a good ribbed leather finish. So I think that's a key contact area.
It is, isn't
that rubbing on your foot or on your spikes, but that's going to last. So for me, there's not masses of difference in that bit there.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, you can see in terms of, if you've got a side-on view there, just the level of protection is so much greater
bigger, isn't it?
in the sort of high-end pad, and that's ultimately really what you're paying for. The more money you spend, the more protection you get, the nicer finish you get, the better quality materials you're going to get. Will it last as long? It should last a lot longer, given all that. Ultimately, how long do your pair of pads last? Probably depends how many runs you score.
Depends how you treat them as well. Off seasons.
Yep.
Looking after them.
I know this is, and we say this to the kids all the time, but when you're taking your pads off, just redo the Velcros up, because once you chuck your pads in your bag with Velcros everywhere, everything gets destroyed in your bag when you're doing that. But coming back to these pads specifically,
Around the front?
Yeah, on the front, again, similar construction, similar three-piece through the knee roll, which you'd expect to see, similar top hat, similar cane construction in the main pad. But as we've mentioned a few times already, this is a bit more flimsy than that version there. I like the extra detailing and then in the Gunner Moore sort of signature stamp at the bottom there.
It's nice, isn't it?
This is more of a stitched on logo.
Yes.
Still looks great, like the colours. It's just those extra level of details that you'd expect in a top-end performance pair of pads. You mentioned speeds earlier with that one, 95, 100 miles an hour. I'm not sure I'd be totally confident wearing these facing a Markwood 90 mile an hour, fully pitched up, one on my legs job, because I just don't think there's probably enough protection there for me at that level. However, at sort of back down to 60 miles an hour, I'd be pretty comfortable, I think. So the key question is, should I spend £50 on my pads or 150? I think it's a bit more of a no-brainer if you're playing a high level of decent club cricket or county level cricket. Then the more protection you've got, going to give you more confidence, and you're probably going to need it because you'll be up against better bowlers. However, I think for general club cricket, school cricket, a £50, £60 pair of pads is going to be more than adequate in terms of protection and what I need. So it's also important to note that all manufacturers will have a top-end pad. So if you like Kookaburra or Grey Nichols or any of the other brands out there, they will have a top-end pad, and they'll also have a couple of pads in between these two. Yeah,
so imagining this is your £150 pad, you're looking at maybe there's £120, £100, and £80 and a £50 pair of pads. So you're going to have different options all the way up with different levels of protection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing we haven't mentioned yet, but you touched on in your bit, was the side protection. When you get down to this level and below, you don't always get that extra side protection. So this one has got I think New Balance call it a dual wing pad.
Well, you're going to rename it, aren't you?
Well, I would rename it and call it your standard ambidextrous pad.
Yes.
The reason being, these suit left-handers or right-handers because they're identical. The wings on each side are the same. So you'll see it referred to maybe as dual wing technology. That's probably a fancy name for ambidextrous. So they would suit a right-hander or a left-hander. And pads that are at this price point or below tend to be ambidextrous, so will suit either a right-hander or a left-hander. we're back up in the realms here of a bit more specific, bit more specialist. That's why you're paying your money. You get that extra protection. They're designed specifically for you to cover that side of your body, which is the side that's going to get hit if you happen to miss the ball.
Cool. Well, now you know. Don't forget, leave us a little comment below, give us the old thumbs up, and do subscribe to us because we've got more videos coming. Thanks very much for watching.